Hi everyone, this is Amanda from Return to Source Wellbeing, and this video is to answer a question that people often ask when they come into the clinic. So one of the reasons that people come to see me is because they're looking for answers around life purpose. This is often what people say, almost word for word. They'll come in and they'll say, you know what, life kind of just isn't doing it for me anymore. And I feel like there's somewhere I'm meant to be. There's something else that I'm meant to be doing and I don't know what it is. I've ticked off, all the things that I thought I wanted to do. And I was like, yes, great. Studies, qualifications, career, done it. Now what? And so when that happens, there's often this burning sense of, what the heck is my life purpose? What am I on this planet to do? It can't be just what I've got already because it just isn't fulfilling me. Even though they may be things that are fantastic and that you're happy to have in your life, you're like, no. There can also be this desperation to figure it out now. How come I don't know already? Hurry. And this puts people into a lot of stress, fear, anxiety, resentment, and just general distress. I don't know what to do with my life. I feel stuck and I'm in a rut. What do I do? So when people come in mentioning those words, life purpose, I usually bust a few myths for them to begin with. So I thought I'd share those myths busting with you now. 4 key points. The first one is that your life purpose isn't necessarily your career or your vocation. It can be, that's the tricky thing, for some people that it actually is, but not for everyone. And so we have to get comfortable with the idea that my life purpose may not be, having this fancy new job. I might still be doing the same career that I've always done, or changing careers if that's what you want, but that's not necessarily my life purpose. My life purpose may be quite humble, and that's the second point. Life purpose doesn't have to be this big, earth-shattering thing. Not everybody is, Edison, and is that? I think that's the dude that discovered electricity, right? Or light bulbs or something. Not everybody's that guy. Not everybody is Mozart. Not everybody is, an Olympic gold medal winning athlete. Not everybody is the amazing parent that you are. Not everybody is, somebody who makes everybody smile in their day, by having conversation with you every day. We all have our different tasks and purposes, and they're not always like on the world stage. So I think that when people start looking at life purpose, there's often our ego can get in the way and say, oh, my life purpose is meant to be huge and life-changing. But the number of people that it's life-changing for and the ways in which it's life-changing aren't necessarily about your job and aren't necessarily earth-shattering, change the world, change everything, find the cure for cancer. Like, it's not necessarily like that. And so one way that I've heard life purpose described, which I absolutely love, described to me and others by the creator of the liquid crystals, which is another modality that I'm a practitioner of, is that, your life purpose may have been to incarnate and experience that, sublime bliss and beauty of the world on a certain date, in a certain place and time, a certain part of the world, seeing a sunrise or seeing a flower unfurl, specific flower, and it's just opening in front of you, to witness, the incredible sacred geometry, the flight of birds, and they do their incredible thing when they take off and it looks like poetry in motion. Your life purpose may be to witness that thing, to absorb that feeling and that sense of what it's like to see the world and the divinity of everything in that way, and feel purely, blissed and contented that may be your life purpose. Your life purpose may be to be an incredible parent and bring up the most incredible children who are then our next generation who do the work to change the world. Your life purpose may be to make everybody that you meet feel special because you've got this affinity with saying hello to strangers on the street. There's so many different ways that life purpose can be, and it may be something that once you've attained that for yourself, it changes your world completely. It may change the life of people around you as well, but it doesn't necessarily have to be world news headlines to be significant and important. The next point is that you don't have to do it your whole life. It can be something that happens once off. It can be something that happens for a period of time, and it changes everything about how you feel about yourself and the world. In terms of healing work, which is, the work that I do, we do a lot of work in this clinic with healing ancestral trauma. So, we don't just inherit DNA from our parents, we inherit emotional trauma patterns, belief systems, all sorts of stuff that energetically comes with the package when we choose to be born into a certain family. So your life purpose might be to help resolve and diffuse and heal a lot of the trauma and stories that have been existing in that family line for some time, right? So it doesn't have to be something you do your whole life. And then you can get on and do other things, right? And also it doesn't have to just be one thing. You may have a life purpose of A plus B, A plus B plus C. So if we just want to relax our idea of what it could be and what it could mean and the importance of it and the significance of it and our significance, not everyone is here to change the world in that really enormous, way of sweeping through the world and changing collective consciousness like that. It can happen on a much smaller scale, but that doesn't make it any less important. So now that we've talked about those, there's still some of you probably listening to this video saying, that's great, I'm really glad to hear that, that helps me feel better about it, but I still have this burning desire to know my life purpose. Now, that isn't something that you're going to figure out overnight, first of all, and secondly, in order to put energy into understanding your life purpose, we need to also put energy into understanding ourselves, understanding our likes, dislikes, interests, our place in the world, connecting to ourselves on not just the physical, but the emotional, mental, and spiritual levels as well, and following your passion. So it's a little bit like following the white rabbit down the rabbit hole. Which rabbit hole is up to you. It's your choice, your call. So that's where it's important to have trust in yourself, faith in yourself, discernment, making the choices that really work for you, and a practice of self-reflection so that you can learn from, integrate and learn from your experiences so that you're not just left going, what was that? What just happened in my life? So my first advice to people is, what are your interests? And then if you're in a particularly stuck place, you may be somebody saying, I've got no idea, don't know. And so then it can feel really lame. Oh, just go to a dance class, just go to a yoga class, just go to something. But actually the truth is, do something, try something, explore something, do something different than you've always done. Expand your perception of the world and your place in it and what you know. Learn something new. Even if that thing never really contributes to your life purpose and figuring out what that is, it doesn't matter. The point is to create movement and to put focus and energy into figuring out what you're here for instead of the stress of, I don't know what I'm here for. So I hope you got that point. If your focus is on the fear and the stress and the desperation and the wanting to know instead of the taking the path to figure it out, then your attention's in the wrong place. It's like, somebody may do something really amazing. You're watching an incredible, beautiful dance performance, but you're looking over at the side instead of at what's going on in the center. Then you're going to miss something that other people are like, wow, did you see that? That was so incredible. No, I didn't see it. I was looking over there. So my attention was on what's happening next instead of what's happening right now. So follow your interests, follow your passions. It may not be the thing that you're doing that will lead you there. It may be the people you meet along the way. It may be ideas that you learn from talking to other people along the way that gets you there. So what we know about life purpose is we're not going to figure it out by stressing out about it and by wanting it so badly and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting for it to happen, and then, you know, missing it because we're too busy wondering and waiting and fearing we'll never figure it out. Allow yourself to expand, allow yourself to learn and grow and try new things, and be curious about yourself, be curious about the world, and let it unfold. To have patience to let it unfold as it will, and then eventually you gain self-knowledge, you gain wisdom, you gain clarity, and in that space eventually something drops in and you're like, oh, that thing, that's what I'm meant to be doing. And then you get the shivers all over your body and you're like, right, that's it, this is where I'm going. And that may be the thing you do for now. Like I said, it doesn't have to be for the rest of your life, but it may be that thing that brings you a deep sense of peace and calm and clarity and contentment about being here as a human being on the planet. So I'll leave you with that. If you have any more questions about life purpose, or if you're interested in coming to try a kinesiology session, please get in touch. We'd love to hear from you, and have a wonderful day.